I am Tanuja Dabir, a registered holistic nutritionist and a digestion whiz. I enable those who are stressed and on the go busy bees like you perhaps to go from overwhelmed, exhausted, and tired to being energetic, confident, and gorgeous. That is my passion. I empower you to take your mojo back with simple, sustainable strategies that will help you eliminate heartburn, bloating, and other digestive conditions like IBS perhaps. I also help you bust sugar cravings if you've been struggling with those, and just really get your energy back so that you can enjoy life the way you intend it to be, and just be your best at all times. So let's dive straight into back to school. So back to school is definitely a very stressful time, and especially so if you are a working mom or a professional or an entrepreneur, and you kind of want to feed yourself and the family nice healthy foods, and at the same time you're strapped for time, so you don't know what to do. So I'll be talking about that, and I've got my notes here if I can just find them. Right, so we'll be talking about why, we know back to school is a tough time. So one of the things that really helps with being prepared and better deal with a situation where you can eliminate the stress behind and the hassle behind eating healthy is to plan your meals for the coming week. And that's really, really helpful in the long term. It does seem like a very, very boring and a tedious task to do, but trust me, once you get into the habit of planning your meals, it'll make your life so much easier, right? So and it'll save you time, it'll save you energy and money. So let's talk about why you should be meal planning. So like I just said, saving time, energy, money. It allows for quick and easy meal preparation so that you know basically what you're going to be eating for the rest of the week. You can get your family involved. So, especially as a mom, I see that all the time in my house. If I decide to make something and then my son will see it and like, I'll be eating that today. I'm like, well, so to get around that, if you, with your family, decide what are the meals they like to eat and try and incorporate them in your week, then you will get those, wrinkled up noses maybe a little bit less often than you currently do. So, meal planning helps with that as well. And you can always come up with fresh ideas and brainstorm new ideas for meals, right? Like what happens is when we are strapped for time, we just try to make the same thing over and over again because we're just not creative. We are so exhausted that we just want to finish our cooking and, relax for the evening. So if you plan ahead of time, you can come up with other interesting meal ideas, and that won't make meals so boring during the week. So you should really consider planning for your meals. The other important thing with meal planning is that once you lay out your meals for the week and you see what you plan to eat, you can start filling in the gaps. That you start noticing patterns where you might not be including all the food groups. So perhaps you'll find that you're only eating a lot of carbs on one particular day, or there aren't enough fruits, or maybe there's too much of meat or cheese on one day and not enough vegetables. So planning ahead, and especially once it's laid out in front of you, it really helps you to figure out where those gaps are and how you can fill those in. So basically the food groups that you want to take care of are your proteins, which is anything from the animal sources like chicken, fish, turkey, red meat, steak, or bacon and things like that, to the vegetarian sources like soy, tofu, legumes, beans, and all of those vegetarian sources, to nuts and seeds as well, which also give you healthy fats. So you want to look at protein, you want to look at healthy carbs, so whole grain, whole wheat products like pastas or breads and stuff like that, quinoa, which is also a source of protein, but also a complex carb at the same time. So protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Fats are really important, guys. Don't miss out on fats. A lot of people shy away from fats, and they instead fill themselves up with foods that are high in sugar. So fat, remember, fat does not make you fat. Sugar does. So you really don't want to skip out on the fat component. And healthy sources of fat again would be nuts and seeds. You could have avocados. If you're not allergic to dairy, then butter, ghee is a great source, or avocado oil, olive oils. These are great sources of fat, so make sure you include the fats in there as well. So once you have your three food groups, in your mind, then make sure that in each meal you're actually including each of those. So whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you have all of three. And typically it's breakfast where we struggle the most, and we tend to eat a lot of carbs right in the morning. So say look at a traditional breakfast of toast and juice or cereal. All of these are carbohydrates which turn into sugar in the body. So you really don't get any protein per se or fat in there. Tired again very fast as your energy levels dips, because all you've had is carbs. So make sure you have eggs in there, or an avocado, or a hearty nice meal with protein and fat included, so that you don't struggle with those energy issues in the afternoon. Do the same with your lunch and dinners. So and make sure you have enough of vegetables, because vegetables are low in calories, and they give you a lot of fiber. They are high sources of vitamins and minerals. So you're really eating a nutrient dense meal, rather than just filling yourself up with a lot of carbs, which are not so rich in other nutrients other than sugar. So if you're struggling, especially with weight issues, you want to control and be very mindful of your carb intake as well. So how do you meal prep? Basically what you do is, I would say, lay out in front of you each day, like just make a little chart with each day of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so on until Saturday, and then write down each meal of the day. So it's not just breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it is also the snacks that you'll be eating in that day. So an afternoon snack between dinner and lunch, or a mid-morning snack between breakfast and lunch, so that if you have those energy crashes, then you are eating something to kind of level out your blood sugar levels. So make sure you write down each of those meals, plan out what you're going to eat. And what happens is, once you have that all laid out, like I said, you will be covering the food groups, but now you have a grocery list to go and shop by. So this is how you save money, because now you know exactly what you're going to eat during the week. So why would you buy something else? Right? Like, make that grocery list, go and shop for it, and it'll be fast. You'll be saving time because you know exactly what you need to buy, and you'll be saving money because you won't be buying anything else outside of the list. I mean, obviously there's always those extra things we always put in our carts, but preferably you will not be overspending on other stuff which probably might just lie in the fridge or your pantry and never get used and get expired. So plan in that way. Make sure you are planning for the days where you're really busy, in the sense that, if you have kids' soccer commitment or piano classes and you can't really cook that day, then you want to make sure that you're preparing your meals a day in advance, or at least cutting and doing the prep part, not the cooking part, but the prep part much in advance, so that you can maybe just quickly whip up something on the day off. So it's really important to recognize which are the days where you are busy and you don't have time to cook at all, or when you can cook but the time is really limited. And I also like to mark off the days when you won't be cooking. So there are days, like in our family, we typically tend to eat out on Saturdays, because that's the weekend and you want to relax, need a break from the kitchen. Unlike in the summertime now, we were barbecuing a little bit in the evening, which probably you can still do in September, right? Like if you had certain burgers and things going. But make sure, once you made sure that you're prepping for it, then it's easier just to get into that. And again, if it seems like too much of work, trust me, the first week it might feel like that. Just take out an hour or so on the Sunday and do that. It'll just make your life so much easier during the rest of the week. So that was about meal planning. We talked about, oh yeah, and cooking in batches. That is a very helpful thing, I find, especially if I'm making soups. And now in the fall with the cold and flu season, soups with bone broths and other vegetables, they're really healing to the body and nutrient dense. So you want to batch cook them and maybe freeze. So always make double batch so that you can eat for that particular day, and then the rest of the batch you can freeze and have on, say, one of those busy nights when you're not able to cook. So batch cooking really helps that way in saving time as well. Sometimes, I even suggest to people to do meal sharing. So what it means is, say, your mom or your friend is making a big batch of something and you're making a big batch of something. Exchange your dishes so that there is variety. There is again, like you're sharing, and you can get together and eat your meals too on maybe a Friday evening when nobody wants to cook, and you bring on those extra portions saved up from a previous cooking expedition, and have like a nice Friday evening meal together. So one of the common questions I always get is, what do we eat? Like, what do we feed our kids that they're so picky? Especially with the school starting, I think you might want to try things like wraps, sandwiches. They are very, wholesome meals in themselves, because again, they'll have carb, protein, vegetables in them. And they're easy finger foods, right? Like the kids can be eating them on the go in their playground, or however, while walking to the bus stop, or even in the morning if they were, say, strapped for time. So sandwiches and wraps are great. You can have homemade granola bars. You can make homemade popsicles if, once the kids come back from school and they want a little treat, you can have homemade popsicles. What else? Trail mixes. You can have little ham rolls or cheese rolls if there are no allergies to dairy. Or nuts and seeds are great, again, if you don't have allergies. You can have nuts and seeds. They're a great source of protein and fat, and they fill you up too. Fruits. Wow, fruits, I mean, they're sweet. So, you're satisfying your sugar craving as well at the same time as having vitamins and minerals, and they're just convenient to eat, again, on the go if you're strapped for time. Vegetables with hummus or some other dip. So, say, apples with peanut butter, or banana and peanut butter, because then you have the protein and the carb component. Vegetables such as celery or carrots and bell peppers, and dip that with hummus or some other dip of your choice. You can have that. Smoothies are a great snack idea as well. Not just snack, but even for breakfast. And if you can add a protein powder or maybe add some hemp seeds, that's a great way to add protein into your smoothie, and it'll be a filling snack. So those were some healthy ideas. And I'm also very, very excited to kind of give you a little bit of sneak peek of what's coming up in September, which is tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. September starts tomorrow. But later in September, I'm actually launching my diet-free diet program. And if you are one of those, time-strapped people who are just trying to juggle multiple priorities and don't know how to do it all, just in terms of the meal planning, and you still haven't had the time or the inclination to do it, then don't fret. I have it taken care of. It for you. I have created 3 weeks worth of meal plans, which are wholesome. They're dairy and gluten free, so you don't even have to worry about those kind of allergies. There's vegetarian plans, there is non-vegetarian plans, the plans for women or men, and depending on your activity level. So if you really want more energy to do things, if you want to, take care of your sugar cravings, these are balanced meals, so your blood sugar levels will be very stable, and the cravings will disappear, the bloating will disappear, because again you're eating in a very balanced manner. And if you're wanting to lose weight, these come with calories, so you can stick to the calorie portion if you want to lose some weight, or you can just have the portion, so it's all counted and done for you. You don't have to do a thing. Just take the grocery list, go shop for it, prepare for it, and these are quick, easy meal ideas. Also, there is a recipe list, there's a food swap list. So there are certain items maybe in a meal plan that you don't like, and you're like, now what do I do? So, well, you have a food swap list, no excuses. So you can just go to your food swap list and find the food that you like and exchange it with the one that's given for that meal or that particular item. So you can do that as well, and it's 3 weeks worth of it, and there will be a recipe book as well, and there'll be a Facebook group support too. So I will be giving it giving some special pricing for that when it launches, and some very exciting bonuses. So I've been just working on that at the back end. So if you want to get on my email list so that you're the first one to hear about it when I launch and you don't miss out on the early bird pricing, then please do so. I'll post a link to the email club here, and that way you will not miss the upcoming announcement. And I also invite you to come and join my Facebook group called Nutrition 101. It's a community of other like-minded people, and together, we don't have to do it alone. We can together work and, progress on our journeys to our well-being. So feel free to join that. I'll post a link to that as well. And lastly, if you're getting ready for fall and want to detox all that sugar from your body, which you might have had too much in terms of cocktails, fruit cocktails, alcoholic cocktails over the summer, and if you've indulged too much in those barbecues, then it's a great time to detox. Typically spring and fall are when we detox the bodies and then prepare ourselves for the harsh winter time. So this is a perfect time if you're thinking of a detox. So go ahead and download my 3-day sugar detox, which is free for you, and again it's complete with the recipes and meals and grocery list and all of that good stuff. So that was a lot, I think. Take a time to digest all the information, and if there is nothing else but that one takeaway, please take out the time to plan your meals so that life just becomes easier, and you don't have to just like you open the fridge and now go, what am I going to eat today? And the kids are like pulling at you like, Mom, I'm hungry, kind of a thing, right? So yeah, and I'll be in touch with you again. So feel free to leave me a comment here, ask me any questions, and we'll talk again soon. Take care. Bye.